start, gentlemen, with the East portion of the bracket. Let me get my bracket open here.
Oh, I got mine. I have three brackets.
Okay. First of all, Jeff, how did you do this first weekend? What was your overall record?
It was like 500. I only have 5 teams in the Sweet 16.
Ooh, that's painful. You might as well tear that up and throw it away.
What happened was I picked Louisville, I picked Marquette, and I picked Villanova, and I picked Virginia to lose. So those 3 teams right there showed me, you know.
Man, I'm looking pretty good in my brackets. On one of my brackets, I got 14 out of the Sweet 16. Ooh. Another, I got. Hold
up, you got 14 out of 16?
Yeah, 13 out of 16 on one.
Did you put money on it?
Yes, I did.
Ooh.
Yes, I did. And then the other was 14 out of 16.
What's that? You should be the one talking basketball.
Yo, it's like that some years. Though. Some years you're hitting, and some years you don't. But you know, so I didn't do too bad.
There really hasn't been any upsets, really.
No, and you know what? Last week, I think I mentioned that during our show that a lot of people were saying before this whole thing happened that go with your top seeds because the cream is going to rise to the top. There might be a couple upsets, but for the most part, most of these teams are strong. So now it's going to be tough this week, though. It's going to get tough.
Yeah.
Jason, did you do brackets?
I had one bracket.
What do you think?
Hold on one second.
What do you think about this with Virginia Tech?
Hold on one second. How did your bracket go, Jason?
My bracket started off good. I was in first place actually in the group that I'm in. I think it's a group of about 15 people. But the Sweet 16 actually messed me up. I only got 10 out of 16, so that kind of put me down to like 7th place. I think I'm in my ESPN bracket. Mm-hmm. I only did one this year, but like I said, I did well. But then after a while, I chose some upsets, but I just chose wrong.
So this East bracket, I did pretty good picking the East bracket.
Well, here's what happened in the East.
East was pretty
all
easy,
right.
I think.
Duke. Let's talk the number 1 seed first. Duke versus North Dakota State. Easy matchup.
Easy.
Okay. The second round matchup though with VCU was very interesting.
Yeah.
Came down to
UCF.
It came down to UCF.
Well, they played each other.
Well, Okay, I see it.
Yeah, they played each other.
UCF beat VCU.
Right.
Okay. Duke over UCF. I believe the score was 77-76.
Yep.
Dude, that was a
great game.
Really
Joe,
good game.
First, Jeff. What did you think, Jeff? Hold on one second, Jeff. Jeff. Hold on 1 second, Jeff. We're gonna ask you first. What do you think about the 7'6" guy? What do you think about that game? What were your takeaways from that game, Jeff?
I think John was tested with that 7-foot guy, but who wouldn't be? That guy's a beast, you know.
Yeah.
And I think he might be doing pro this year. If he doesn't, he'll go next year.
Talking about Taco Fall?
You think Taco Fall is going pro?
You know what?
Yeah.
What's his class?
Let me go ahead on and say this. I think, and I'm going to try to choose my words comfortably here. Taco Fall
has no chance in the NBA.
Garbage.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You don't think so?
Yeah.
No.
And I'm going to tell you why. Number one, I'm looking at the motor. Not good.
Not good.
Vertical. Not good. He gets tired quickly.
Okay.
He can't shoot free throws. He might get an open dunk, but he's mad slow. As soon as that ball gets exposed, he'll be the poster king.
His only chance is being really, really skilled offensively.
And he comes in with 2 minutes left to play, and they're cheering for the starting center. And they're coming out of the game. Andre Drummond, Taco Fall comes in. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't really see him having a future, but
7'6".
yeah, but see, you know what? Here's the thing. So the rules have kind of changed in the league to where you see a lot of people are working with these combo players. You can handle the ball. You got to be able to shoot. Big men need to be able to shoot, step out, be able to guard one-on-one, and they'll just eat him alive in a pick-and-roll situation. You can't play no zone. Like, if you play a zone, he's great.
Right.
But, like, in the NBA, can't really play it like that. And it's up and down the court. he'll be getting yammed on every 5 minutes. It'd be ugly.
He's no Sean Bradley.
No, he's not. And Sean used to get dunked on all the time. But he could shoot, though. I give Sean credit. But this game with Duke, I was really excited about it. The one thing that was extremely interesting, it was Johnny Dawkins going against Coach K. So he knows how that system works. He knows everything. So this was a really tough matchup for him. And what I saw that UCF did, they packed the paint. And they dared Duke to beat them from the outside. Trey Jones, they like, yo, you shoot. Go ahead, you shoot. So that's how they managed to stay in the game. And then the other guy that I was very impressed with, Johnny Dawkins' son, that man stepped up. And but get this, the first 3 years of his college career, first year he averaged 7 points a game. Second year 6.5 points a game. This year 15.6 points a game.
Right.
And then he shows up to this game, 32 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds, 12 for 18 shooting.
That's just regular boys to men type stuff.
That's for real.
Yeah.
He stepped up for real. And then, of course, Zion did what he did at 32, 11, and 4. And he actually was more aggressive this game. I saw the team deferring to him.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
I don't know what went on in the locker room in terms of Coach K designating roles.
Yeah.
RJ Barrett couldn't get nowhere near that ball in crunch time.
Listen,
They were going to, he knew that he was supposed to go away.
pass.
He was supposed to go away. And again, that dude is great. Don't get it twisted. That dude is great. That dude is special.
Same here. I don't either.
Okay?
I don't like what I see.
But Zion is so phenomenally special.
You have to give it
That
to him.
if you lose a game and he doesn't get touches, you're not going to be able to live with yourself.
They in this tournament, it looks like they've made Zion the 1A player. Before, Zion would just get his.
Yeah.
Now they're like, no, he needs the ball.
Right. Right.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's a one game out. You know, you're talking about the March Madness. You have to get the W.
But again, this is significant because, as I keep saying, RJ Barrett was ranked number 1 in the class since 8th grade.
That is.
You know what I'm saying? And now he's never known anything else than being the number 1 guy on his team. A lot of guys high on the draft board, they've never really even been a number 1 guy. Cam Reddish, okay, type of situation. He's gonna go top 5. Never been a number 1 guy. All right. RJ Barrett been a number 1 guy his entire basketball career since 8th grade, number 1 in the class. Never has taken a backseat to anyone. This guy Zion has changed that. It's not the way RJ plays. If he was anywhere else without Zion, he would be right here trying to will a team to the next
He'd be
round.
jocking. But he had his chance when Zion was down, and he didn't do that good. But
games.
even if he was good in 8th grade, like there were girls in my 8th grade class that were really cute.
No, Joe.
They're not
That's
cute
not what I'm saying.
And they're not cute anymore.
I'm saying he's been number 1 since the 8th grade.
Yeah,
and everything that he's done, that ranking changes all the time.
That's true.
Everything that he's done has confirmed that this is the best kid in the class until he showed up on campus with Zion Williamson.
Yeah.
That's when it changed.
So I got a question. What's up with this kid Aubrey Dawkins? You know, like he scored over 30 points and he's getting more love than Taco.
Yeah, because he outplayed Taco. Taco gave 6 fouls and whatever number of points he might have had like 3 or 4 dunks.
So why do I keep hearing all this noise about this guy Taco?
You know why? Because
Because
Taco
he
did an interview before the game.
They weren't going to him that much, though.
No, they weren't.
No.
But they were doing an interview before the game, and Taco, they asked him a question about Zion, and in so many words, he didn't say he would shut him down, but he's like he was not going to dunk on him, or he wasn't going to let that happen, or something like that.
Okay.
And it was just a
Well, no, Taco's pretty much been the star of that team all season, and it's not necessarily because of his game. He's a good player, but he's been the star because he's a little bit of an anomaly. He's a
Defensive
7'6" guy running around dunking without jumping.
Oh, okay.
You think that y'all think Zion's going to be next to LeBron?
Yes,
Who?
I do.
I don't even know if I can call him LeBron. He's different.
He,
Dude is just-
you know who I'm getting a comparison that's coming to my head that's not right, but it just reminds me of him when you start thinking about wing players with that kind of girth. It's Ron Artest. He's Ron Artest.
Yeah.
But much more. If Ron Artest
More
got
athletic.
all the deer antler spray, sprayed his toes.
Deer antler spray.
If he sprayed his toes and his calf
Ron
muscles,
Artest Sorry.
Say it again.
Ron Artest is mostly a 3-point shooter, though.
No. Ron Artest was a creator, a playmaker, a primary defender.
You're thinking about Ron in terms of the strength. Because
I'm
the dude was
Ron,
strong.
his build.
Yeah, in the build.
6'6", 6'7", 265 pounds on the wing.
Okay.
Ron Artest was the premier wing defender at his prime, in the NBA. Premier.
Okay.
That was Kobe's nemesis. Ron Artest is coming for you. Everybody knows you're not scoring today. Okay? Ron Artest in his early years was a playmaker, a creator. You gave him the ball. He ran the point for you.
One of the best on-ball, one-on-one guard person I've ever seen play defense, ever.
Until he went a little bit crazy, went all Meta World Peace with it, and
But that's what made him nice. You have to be a little bit off to
play-
walk up to Kobe
and to want to play
and be like,
team
Kobe,
like
you're
that.
not going to score tonight.
And to want to play
You
team
have
like
to be
that.
off your rocker.
Right.
You're comparing it to Zion.
Didn't he go after a fan or something one time?
I don't agree with the Ron Artest thing, but I see where you're going with it.
Right.
In terms of
I see where
size
To
and
the
strength.
size
Yeah.
and position.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
I'll give you that. Yeah, I see where
Right.
you're
Okay.
going with
Right.
it. But there's nobody. That's the thing. You can't really compare anybody to him. I heard somebody say, "Oh, he's like a better Draymond Green."
No
and I don't
way.
think.
No,
Yeah.
no, no.
No way.
Yeah.
I thought I heard a good one. I thought I heard Blake Griffin. I thought
Better than Blake.
I think I
I
like
thought
the
that
Blake Griffin.
I like that
Similar, though.
comparison.
I like the Blake Griffin, but the 285 pounds element is what makes the difference. If you look at right now his ability to make a counter move, what he does is he beats you off the dribble, and once he gets the first step, you're good enough to stay on his shoulder, right? You might stay on his hip, but then
He's probably dunked.
no.
He's
What he
just-
does is he stops in the lane, so he gets you going full speed through the lane. He spins back to the basket. Nothing you can do against a 285-pound dude that goes full speed, stops on a dime, and then spins his entire body into you. You're done for.
He's
And
mad
he spins
explosive.
that way and then immediately explodes and elevates into the basket with a left or a right hand. Unstoppable. That's having a counter move that's a natural counter move. That's not, I got to go to the gym and work on this. That spin move is unguardable
That's
because he comes off the spin in the basket.
I see Blake Griffin do that spin move a couple of
Yeah.
times.
But Blake can't do it with 285 pounds.
That's true. That's true.
That's the difference.
And he jumps higher than him.
Right.
Who in NBA weighs the same amount? Who weighs
The
20?
bigs.
I understand, but who?
The super bigs.
I mean, not the threes.
Andre,
No threes.
Not
Yeah,
even.
no three. I don't think
No threes.
Any fours?
You got to find a guy
When
that's
he
like
do-
7'1", 7'2".
Andre
Would he do
Drummond,
like
remember?
Robert Parrish?
Joel Embiid, huh?
Would he do like Robert Parrish?
No.
Nah.
No. Robert Parrish
Robert
long.
was a little lanky. He
Yeah,
was
he-
more
yeah,
taco,
All right.
but better.
We're getting off track here.
All right.
Back to the bracket.
It's all right.
So in the East, Mississippi State over Liberty, Vatech over St. Louis.
You said the East?
Yeah. We're still in the East. Virginia Tech
Okay.
over Mississippi State. No, Virginia Tech over Liberty into the Sweet 16. So now we're looking at a Duke Virginia Tech matchup. Jeff, who do you got? Duke or Virginia Tech?
Dude, but Virginia Tech did beat him. They beat him already.
But that was when Zion was down, so I'm going Duke on this.
Yeah.
Duke all the way.
Okay.
I'm going with Duke.
Okay. What do you
Duke.
think, Jason?
I'm going with Duke. I got Duke winning the whole thing.
I'm going to agree. I can't see this guy again. It's just different, right? This guy is special. We've now seen him in 2 tournament games, literally take over games and just change the direction of games. In the first game with North Dakota State, he did it in the second half where he was in on every play for about 3-4 minutes offensively and defensively. Went from a close game, 4-point game into a blowout quick. And then we saw what he did versus UCF taking over in the waning moments. Okay. In the other side of the bracket, Maryland and LSU. LSU with the win. LSU moves on to the Sweet 16. Michigan State
I like Michigan State.
moved on,
too.
I like
beating
Michigan State.
Cassius
Minnesota.
Winston.
Okay.
Cassius Winston's balling. I mean, and you look at him.
He's tough.
Yeah, he's kind of sleepy-eyed. He kind of walks kind of weird, and he comes out there and you're like, oh, he's not doing anything. And
Right.
he just plays with this nice pace.
Right.
Runs the team, puts everybody where they
Is
need to
he-
be, takes the game over.
Coach on the floor. Is he a senior?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Is he
your
healthy?
guy.
Healthy?
What's that?
Is he healthy? Because he was hurt in the Big Ten tournament.
He looked healthy these first couple games because he was taking cats to the rack.
And there is no senior who spent this is his last go round as a college player. If he can walk, he's getting on the court.
Yeah,
this is it.
Yeah, this
is his shining moment.
He's a quarterback.
He's not, right. So there was a little bit of a blow up with Coach Izzo.
Yes.
What do you know about that?
What
Joe?
happened with that?
Well, Joe's about to tell us right now, Jeff.
Well, on it was a Thursday game. They were playing against. I'm pulling this up. They were actually playing against
Bradley,
yes. And
Bradley,
apparently,
yeah.
you know how a coach comes to a player after a guy's not playing well. One of the players was jogging back on defense, and he didn't like it. So he ran up on him, met him kind of like while he's coming off the court, puts his finger like almost not in his face, but right there, and let him know he didn't like it. So then one of the players tried to come over and break it up, and he goes back at him again. They're sitting there in the huddle. He's drawing up the play, and he goes back at him again. They keep pulling him back. So after the game is over with, everybody was saying, "Oh, that's like bullying.
Right.
You can't act like that. It's unprofessional. You know, it makes people feel bad. You embarrassed him in front of everyone on national TV."
Right.
And so this whole narrative starts like, "Well, we haven't seen anything like this since like what was it? Coach the coach for Indiana.
Okay,
Bobby Knight. Since Bobby Knight, we haven't seen that, and why is this being allowed? Sports is one of the last group of people to clean up the way they treat people in the workplace. Like, I mean, you're hearing all this stuff come out, and so you start to hear people start to give their opinion. So that's kind of where we are with that.
Okay, so the regular world, once in a while, they stick their head in the window into something sports. And they don't understand that this is a different world.
That's right.
The rules are different. Things do not work the same way.
Yes.
Okay. And to be fair, if you go to your,
that's what he's supposed to do.
Hold on. If you go to your job,
Yeah.
right, and you have an important job,
Yeah.
semi-important,
Right.
if you mess up, there's not going to be anybody to yell at you.
Nope.
You're gone.
That's right.
Right.
You're gone.
That's right.
This kid is not gone.
Right.
He's being coached up
During the
at
game.
the intensity required to get him to where he needs to be.
Yeah.
And I can say that because this particular coach has a track record of developing men. So however he wants to develop his men, he has a track record of developing men, and we're going to continue to let him do that. As long as he doesn't smack somebody, and hey, he might need to do that.
Anybody.
He might need to do that once in a while. But this is not crossing the line. And so it started to blow up on Twitter. I immediately looked at the video and said, at the same time he's doing that, this guy who's supposedly a tyrant, player after player, including Cassius Winston, is allowed to touch him and coach him and tell him, Coach, chill.
Yeah.
Okay? If he was a tyrant, no one
is
coming near him
That's true.
to tell him anything. If that was Bobby Knight, you're not interfering.
Nah.
But there's a relationship there where they all understand that they have the ability to go to coach and say, Coach, that you're wrong, or Coach, don't do this right now, or Coach, don't do that right now. So that is the biggest thing that I saw from that was Cassius Winston's ability to coach the coach in an important moment.
Dude, in a game, and you're talking about 2-3 minutes to play, and you're trying to win the game.
Right.
You don't have time to be like, hey, Joey, can I step into the office about 5 minutes? You know, I just want to let you know, I really would have preferred if
go see
run
HR.
back.
Go see HR.
If you'd have run back on defense,
I got your HR
really
right
would have
here.
been optimal. But if we lose, it doesn't make a difference. As long as you had a good time, right? Nah, you gotta you gotta let people know.
So one time I'm coaching Little League basketball, and we were in the playoffs, and throughout the season I'm gonna let all the kids play.
Yeah.
And we're in the playoffs, and there's one kid, he's probably not getting into the game unless it's a blowout. He starts to realize it as the game is close and time is going down. He grabs me, he's like, Coach, aren't we supposed to be playing for fun? I'm like, not today.
How old
not
is
today.
kids?
Oh, that was they were third grade. I was like, not today, we're not having fun. This the travel team.
That's unbelievable, man.
Son, yo, winning is winning. I had my coach Izzo moment in the intramural game. One dude kept coming to the games like smelling like alcohol. He's drinking, running up and down the court, playing in full clothes, jeans, work shirt. I'm like, what's going on? And you gonna play like this? I remember I screamed on him, and they were like, "Who is this dude?" Like they were looking at me like I lost it. I did. I lost it.
Sometimes
I want to win.
Sometimes you got to do it. All right, so we're all picking Michigan State versus LSU. Who you got, Jeff?
Michigan State.
Michigan State. Okay, cool. Moving on to the West bracket, Gonzaga has defeated FDU and then Baylor to reach the Sweet 16. Murray State defeated Marquette, then lost to Florida State.
Oh, that hurts.
Florida State and Gonzaga now. Who do you have there, Jeff? What do you think about that particular side of the bracket?
I had Marquette winning that, but I say Florida State's going to beat Gonzaga again.
Okay.
I agree.
Now, I like Florida State. One thing about Florida State's coach and the way they recruit big. So he always puts a representative NBA-sized team on the floor.
They're long.
They all
and they play
always.
defense.
He plays a center. He plays a power forward. That's always.
They defend like no other.
Right. And
So,
when you
I
do
got
that,
Gonzaga.
okay. The other side. Let me see. Who do I got?
Buffalo,
there?
Texas Tech.
I'm gonna go Gonzaga with that game also.
Okay,
But
okay.
all right, here we go. Buffalo
That
loses
hurts.
to Texas Tech. Texas Tech, who has defeated Northern Kentucky. Texas Tech moves to the Sweet 16. Nevada loses to Florida. Florida then is defeated by Michigan, who defeated Montana. So Michigan into the Sweet 16. Texas Tech versus Michigan. Jeff, who do you have?
Michigan.
Yeah, I'm with him on this one. I got Michigan because Beeline is a tournament coach, and he got these boys ready.
Hold up. So let me guess this. Joe, you're from Michigan.
Yes. That's not why I'm picking them, though.
Hold on. Don't interject. Don't interject. Did you just pick Michigan State and Michigan to
I
move
did
on?
because they're good.
Okay.
They're good. No, these dudes are tested. Like they were top of the Big Ten.
I believe you, Joe.
Now,
I'm
if
with
one was
you.
like number 8 and one was number 1, and I'm like leaning toward, yeah. But
you're still gonna pick them.
No, listen, I pick tournament coaches every year.
All right,
That's
okay.
what I do. Beeline, Izzo,
All right. So
Coach K.
we'll just say that in the state of Michigan, you're blessed to have 2 very good coaches and 2 very good teams.
Right, and I can pick them with confidence.
We'll just go with that.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So let's go to the South bracket. Virginia defeating Gardner-Webb. They then defeat Ole Miss to move into the Sweet 16. On the other side, Oregon beats Wisconsin. They then lose to K-State. K-State defeated UC Irvine in the first round. UVA.
Oregon beat UC Irvine.
Oregon beat
Wisconsin.
and then Oregon beat.
Then Oregon
UC.
made it to the Sweet 16.
Got it. I see it.
Right,
I see it.
Oregon's in the Sweet 16.
I got it. I
The
got
X's
it.
mean-
I see
make
it. I see it. I see my mistake. Oregon defeated Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Okay. UC Irvine defeated K-State. Oregon then defeats UC Irvine into the Sweet 16. We have Virginia versus UC Irvine. No, Virginia versus Oregon.
Oregon, yep.
All right.
Oregon.
You got Oregon. What you got?
I got
VA. What you got, Jason?
right now. I'm gonna go with Oregon. No, I'm sorry. Right now I'm gonna go with Virginia. But I messed up on this bracket. I had Ole Miss coming in, but yeah, I'm gonna go with Virginia now.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Virginia. They're just tested.
Yeah.
They're tested.
They're
Yeah.
tough.
They're ready.
They're scary because they don't put up a lot of points.
Right.
But
They play.
I like the way they play.
And that's why I had the upset. That's why I had the upset on that one in the previous round, but it didn't work out that way.
Right. No, this is one of them systems now. How long before Tony Bennett gets pulled up out of VA?
I saw a stat on TV. The last 4 years, Virginia's 61-6.
Yeah. Yeah.
they're good.
But
Good.
They,
And look
but they
at
took
the-
the tournament.
look at the
I'm
players.
just waiting for them to fill.
Right. Look at the players that they produce. Brogdon is the top of the list, but they've like really done a good job coaching guys up to a near NBA level. Brogdon is a complete overachiever.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Complete overachiever. Okay. Villanova beat St. Mary's. Purdue beat Old Dominion, and then Purdue defeats Villanova.
Mm-hmm.
They're in the Sweet 16.
Yeah.
Iowa over Cincinnati.
In the finals.
Iowa over Cincinnati. Tennessee over Colgate. Tennessee then defeats Iowa. So we have Tennessee and we have Purdue in the Sweet 16. Who you have, Jeff?
After what Schofield did, I'm not sure, but I picked Tennessee, but Purdue could beat them if Tennessee doesn't have it into it. So I think I go Purdue.
Okay.
Man, I think Jeff is looking at my brackets because I had Tennessee too. Tennessee.
I got Purdue.
Okay.
I just don't like what Schofield did. I think that was not an athlete, you know.
That was really interesting. That's something we got to talk about. Admiral Schofield sits out. I'm watching the game because I was flipping back and forth, and I'm looking with 5 minutes to go. He's sitting on the bench, and I was like, did he foul out? Like, what did I miss? He set the rest of the game out, and what he told the coach was, this other guy's playing better than me. Let him play. I didn't really like that.
That's smart. No, that is so smart. But that's bro. When that second unit gets going, the only thing that can stop that second unit when it gets going
is the first unit.
Yeah,
that's true.
Because as a coach, you feel you have to get your best players back in the game. You're thankful that the second unit brought you back, that they kept the game close, and now you have to go back to your first. And it's a decision. It's an impossible decision because you're wrong. And either way,
but when you're a player, you got to play to win, and he just gave up. You know?
No, that's not giving up. That is understanding that your teammates
are performing.
I mean, not unless you're a role player. If you're a role player type of dude, I don't agree with that. I feel like if I worked hard and I was carrying the team, I have to be in there in these last minutes. And I don't think that's being selfish. It's not being selfish.
Yeah, you can lead from the bench.
Maybe in the NBA level, but in the college level and below, I think that really speaks volume to the player, and it speaks more volume to the coach, because a lot of the times a coach would say, hey, I'm going to put this first string person or this first unit back in the game now that we're close to having the lead, and then they all of a sudden blow it. As a person basketball is my favorite sport. It's my first love. I always say it. But I've been a part of second strings a lot of my basketball career.
Great players don't sit the bench with 5 minutes to play. You'll never catch Kobe doing it.
In the
you won't
NBA
catch
level.
LeBron doing it. No, it's basketball. Even if they were in college, you think Kobe in college would give up his spot?
But that's not a winning strategy.
But
that could lead you to lose.
He's your best option to win.
No, it's not.
But not for the game. And
I don't like that.
He's your best option for volume shots and for
minutes. Win or lose.
But in this little speck of time, this little 2-minute stretch right here, he can't do better than the guy that's on the floor is doing. And now the guy that's on the floor is in the zone. That zone might never come back. Let's ride it.
Well, you can still put him in.
But he carried him all year, though.
That's what I'm saying. I don't like that.
And he carried him here too by making that brilliant decision on his own.
Well, he's the best person on the team, and other players knows he's the best person on the team. And when other players, if I know that my boy is the best person on the team, and the motivation and encouragement is coming from him, I'm going to continue to perform.
Everybody get a participation trophy and an ice cream cone.
But it's not a participation trophy. It's about the win.
I don't know if this helps his draft status.
It doesn't need to. It's about winning today. He sacrificed that to win today.
They still could have won.
This was the most likely road to victory.
If I'm drafting first round, I'm looking for somebody that wants to be in the game. and I figure out a way to make it work. Like leave the other dude in there that's cooking and put him too.
Somebody that wants to win the game.
Well, guess what? If they would,
LeBron did the same thing in the pros, though. LeBron takes himself out sometimes.
When did he do that? He takes plays off.
It was like this year. It was like this year or last year, I think it was.
This year, yeah. LeBron's doing a lot of things strange this year.
Mm-hmm. Listen, in the game they played against the Nets, LeBron passed up the ball in under like 2 minutes, so we already know his role is.
Again, so based on what you're saying, if I'm the best player on the team, I shouldn't pass the ball in the final moments if I'm getting
No, that's not what I said.
Open.
That's not what I'm saying. Sometimes the fact that you are the best player in the entire gym as a decoy is better than you sitting on the bench.
Okay, that's fair.
You see what I'm saying?
All
Like
right.
you don't
Yeah,
have to
that's
take
what
the
I'm
shot.
saying.
Like
Okay.
you got to be in there. You can play defense. You
That's
can
what I'm
rebound. You can figure out ways to. I mean, and it's just nice. Like when a good player gets hurt and you're like, oh man, he hobbles back
Right.
into the game like Willis Reed. You're like, yo, this guy really wants it. Let's do it. Like I'm just saying.
That's the coach. Then he should have been subbed back in for another position, but not to take the specific person that he was speaking about, saying, "Hey, I wanted him to stay in because he was playing better than me, or he had the hot hand."
They still won,
Coach-
but I mean, and it's good. I wanted them to win
Right.
because I have them in my brackets going far. But,
All right. In the Midwest, North Carolina defeats Iona. Washington defeated Utah State. North Carolina over Washington into the Sweet 16. Auburn over New Mexico State. Kansas over Northeastern. Then Auburn over Kansas. All right, so Kansas with the early exit. Auburn moving on. Auburn versus North Carolina should be a great matchup.
man,
Jeff, what are you feeling?
I think that's going to be the best game of this weekend.
dude, it might not be.
Tell me why, Jeff.
So the Auburn's on the road. Auburn's been winning since they've been like a all together team. They played together since the Southeastern Conference tournament, and they've been on such a roll. They've been scoring like 80 points a game, and I just think that they're all around good team.
Okay.
Yo, North Carolina's rolling.
Yeah.
And them boys is tournament ready. They get that ball
They are.
up and down the court so quick. Auburn might
classic.
mess around, catch that blowout.
That's classic North Carolina, too.
They might catch it, and they got the pieces this year. They got athleticism.
But Auburn's
quick-
going to run, too.
North Carolina plays like a legit team.
Auburn's going
I
to
like
run.
that.
North Carolina looks strong.
I think Auburn's going to beat them.
All right.
All right.
Who do you think is going to win?
North Carolina.
I got
Okay.
North Carolina.
Okay.
They're such a unit.
Yeah, them boys ready.
They're a great unit.
Yeah. They'll fine tune machine. You know how you
Yeah,
look at
they
a
are.
team, you're like, man, I didn't realize that they were this ready.
Yeah.
Like they're peaking. At the right time.
Individually, they look completely normal, like individually as a player. But when
Right.
I see them together, where's that point guard with the crazy hair? What's his name?
I forgot his name.
Like
White, you mean?
Jeff knows.
Yes.
he looks
White.
White. He looks completely he looks like a completely, I want to say, of course he's better than the average Joe,
You
but
like a completely normal human
yeah,
being.
but in that system,
And they got the big man
flourishes.
May too. May's a beast.
Yeah, May is a beast.
They make all the right
May does
passes.
everything.
They
Yeah.
play together. I don't think anybody's trying to score 30. They're just like out here balling.
yeah, great pace, great tempo they have.
But, hey, that is North Carolina basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And through Roy Williams, the previous coaches, and so forth, the system is remarkably the same. Going to Dean Smith.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, watch for Auburn though. Auburn's one of the hottest teams playing right now.
Right. And I love Bruce Pearl. Bruce Pearl is looking to make a mark.
You know why they're going to lose?
Yeah.
They're going to lose because Charles Barkley likes him so much.
Yes.
He's bad luck.
Yeah.
Charles Barkley would be
Charles
off the
Barkley
hook.
likes Virginia.
Well, it doesn't matter because when it comes to Auburn, he doesn't like anybody else.
You saw on the set he had like all the balloons, the Auburn Tiger, the flag.
Listen, when you go to a school like that, that's never good at basketball, and you get that one every 10-year run, ooh, man, it's so sweet.
Yeah.
It's so sweet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because he knows that it was him with the 1 in a 10-year
He's
run.
all in.
So, yeah. All right. Iowa State versus Ohio State. Ohio State with the win. Houston over Georgia State. Houston versus Ohio State now. No, Houston to the Sweet 16. Wofford versus
Yes.
Seton Hall. Wofford with the W. Kentucky beats Abilene Christian. Kentucky beats Wofford to move on to the Sweet 16. We have a Kentucky versus Houston matchup.
I know what I'm thinking. Kentucky's
I
vulnerable.
like Houston.
Kentucky's injured. That P.J. Williamson kid with the
Yeah.
hurt foot, there's leading
Yeah.
scorer. That's a problem. And I saw it when I was putting my brackets together. They said, oh, he's in a boot. And I'm like, it's probably nothing. But you know how with fantasy football,
Yeah.
you got to pay
Yeah,
attention.
you got to.
So I took the edge off a little bit. I had them going further. and I actually have them going further in this bracket, but they may.
When I heard what the injury wasn't
like his foot swole up.
I know what it is because it happened to me before. So there was a time where I thought my foot was broken.
Okay.
Right, you're just running, and then you know what I mean. It's gone, and you can't even put any pressure on it. It feels like a break. Go to the emergency room, the X-rays.
Nothing.
They're like, no, it's not broken. I'm like, I know when my foot is broken. My foot is, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm used to breaking things.
Right.
So I know what a break feels like. Like, no, it's not broken. It was such a severe sprain that I couldn't even put my foot down. You know what I mean? And that's what he has. Because when they describe it as a sprain, but they put him in a cast and say that he can't put any pressure on the foot, I know that injury. He's not playing next week.
He couldn't walk.
He
couldn't walk. I saw him walking
week.
with the boot on, and he was limping.
Well, they had him in he had the little tricycle joint.
He's done.
Yeah.
Right.
Lego tricycle,
Right. They don't.
scooter.
That's 3 weeks.
Get him some pom-pom.
Houston's a team that likes to run with the ball and like to score, so I don't think that Kentucky can keep up with them.
Yeah. I hope Kentucky can pull it out, but this is Calipari's gonna have to pull one out of the hat on this one. He's gonna have to coach his butt off.
Yep.
I don't like him. I don't like him as a coach.
Who, Coach Cal? Tell us why you don't like Coach Cal really quick.
I mean, because he's just, I don't know, he's a Kentucky coach, and I don't like Kentucky coaches.
That's fair. That's fair. That makes sense.
Because they get these players just for 1 year, and that's it. They don't
respect the game, do they, Jeff?
Huh?
They don't respect the game, do they?
No.
I'm with you on that. That's a very fair criticism. All right. So, Jeff, the one game that you're looking forward to this weekend is North Carolina, Auburn?
North Carolina, Auburn.
Okay. Of all the teams that are left in the tournament, who's going to win the championship?
Duke.
Okay. Duke.
Duke, okay.
All right. That is fair. Jeff, we got to run. Thanks a lot for coming on.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. We'll see you next time, man.